6, your one-stop shop for all things movies. From reviews, unboxings, and collections, I'm here to celebrate the magic of cinema. Now, let's roll the film. So today I'm doing my 3rd edition of Movie Shelf Stories, and if you don't know what that is, that's when I go over to my shelf and pick out a movie and just talk about it. And yeah, so without further ado, let's hop in real quick. All right, so what do we got first to look at? Let's start off with, let's go Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 1 and 2. As you can see, this has got the 12 rating in the bottom corner, which means it is a UK release. It's funny how we have PG-13 and they have 12. But yeah, so this is actually my only UK release or overseas release. I usually tend to get films in the States just because the boxes are different sizes, and then this also has the rating on the outside and rating on the box as well. So I try to keep it all uniform and stuff like that. But this I would have got, I'm pretty sure my brother got this for me in Guardians Volume 2 came out, I think, in 2017. So we wanted to rewatch the first and the second movie. And this was before Disney Plus, which came out in 2019. So back in the day, you know, physical media ruled, and we got both of them. And I don't think it's controversial to say that Volume 2 is probably the worst of the 3. I still like it. You know, I like Kurt Russell. I always enjoy him in any film. But, you know, I think the first one is the best. And then probably Volume 3 would be second, and then Volume 2 would be last, but you know, still a good film. And I actually enjoy this box set. I like how it's got, you know, the first 2 films together, and it's in one little case. I like this little cutout and stuff, but again, a little strange because obviously we knew that Volume 3 would have been coming. So yeah, so that would be my first pick. All right, let's see what we got here on the top shelf, and why not Caddyshack? How do we not have a Caddyshack 4K transfer? That's insane to me. This thing is very old and beat up, but yeah, this thing is, how old is this? 80 somewhere. It's hard to see through the camera. Let me try to zoom. Right there, 1980. So this is, wow, this is the 45th anniversary. So the fact that we didn't get it for our 40th anniversary, I mean, we should be getting it this year for 45th anniversary, right? But there's Bill Murray with the Groundhog, just classic. But to me, this is probably, of course, one of the best sports comedies of all time. You know, you can go Happy Gilmore, you can go Waterboy, you can go Dodgeball, Talladega Nights. But to me, this is probably the best sports comedy, and also probably Chevy Chase's and Rodney Dangerfield's best movies. For Bill Murray, you can go Ghostbusters. Chevy Chase, you could probably go Vacation or Fletch. And then for Rodney, you can go Back to School. But yeah, just such a classic, iconic movie, so many quotes. And yeah, we desperately need this on 4K. So yeah, great film. You got to have Caddyshack in your collection. And that was one that my dad loved. My dad loved, my uncle loved. You know, that's one of the old classic comedies that, you know, your dad shows you, or it's on TV one day and he sits next to you and, you know, you laugh. But just such a classic movie. All right, let's go down here, see if we can find another one. Let's go Monsters, Inc. Wow, such a classic from Disney and Pixar. You got to think that that Pixar really didn't miss their first 5 movies with, you know, with Toy Story, I think it was Toy Story, Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, Monsters, Inc., and then Finding Nemo. So, I mean, just 5 films in a row that were just so funny. But, again, you start with, you go with Monsters, Inc., and I think it was 2001. You know, such a funny film. And again, you got John Goodman, you got Billy Crystal, Steve Buscemi, Jennifer Tilly, such a good voice cast. And you know, Sully's an iconic character, Mike Wazowski's an iconic character. And you know, I love John Goodman. He would do the year before, I think he would do Emperor's New Groove as Pacha. So he worked with Disney, and then he works with Disney Pixar. But so many, go back and look at his acting credits on Wikipedia, because there's like late 90s, early 2000s, he's doing like 5 movies a year. His work ethic was absolutely incredible. And for what else was I gonna say? For Billy Crystal, he's probably got the best romantic comedy of all time with When Harry Met Sally, and then I think the year or two after would have been City Slickers, and City Slickers was another one that my dad and I would would watch on TV with of course Billy Crystal and Daniel Stern and Bruno Kirby, and just so funny, endlessly quotable. We would say he says, hey Curly, killed anybody today? The day ain't over yet. And my dad would just laugh. It's just so funny, those little quotes. And I think I love going back and watching old movies, and you see young stars before they got famous. So I think Danielle Harris is like a classroom student in one of the scenes. So I'm not sure if she has a line or so, but yeah, Danielle Harris is in the classroom, and then his son is I think Jake Gyllenhaal is Billy Crystal's son. So I love seeing those little seeing actors before they got big and famous and when they were really young. So but yeah, I mean, Monsters Inc. is just absolutely endlessly quotable, so good. You got Boo in the corner, and so this is just such a classic staple from my childhood. All right, last up, let's go something on the bottom shelf, and what's catching my eye? Let's go Thanksgiving. Very strange that they only released this 4K steelbook. They didn't release a slipcover. It always drives me crazy when they do that. And I remember this being expensive when it came out. It probably came out from, I think, Sony, and last year in 2024 when it came out, I think it would have been like $40 or something very expensive, opposed to like a $35 steelbook. But it looks very nice. It's just, it stinks when they don't give you the option to get a slipcover, because for me, I'm usually going to get a slipcover over a steelbook. And of course, Thanksgiving was that trailer that they did for Grindhouse in the late 2000s, and I'm glad they got to make it. It was really good. It was sort of a Scream-esque slasher, and anytime they bring back Patrick Dempsey and he gets to do a slasher role or horror film, I should say, that's always good to see. And I thought the young cast was good. I'm usually, even though I'm almost still young, I thought the young cast was good. There was that famous TikTok star, Addison Rae, and I didn't know who she was when I was watching the film, but I remember like watching it and going, oh, I recognize her. What do I recognize her from? So she might have done a movie or two before this, but this was the first time I saw her in a movie, and I thought she did pretty good. The main character who did, I think her name was Jessica, she was also good, and Bobby, I'm trying to remember the names. Bobby was good, and I think Bobby was the main boyfriend. I can't remember, but yeah, all the young actors did really well, and they weren't annoying, so that was always a good thing. But yeah, this was a good slasher, and I think they're doing a sequel to it, so that should be good. And of course, you got some iconic kills with with the turkey kill, if you will, when the woman gets put into the oven, which is absolutely brutal, and they have the little timer thing tick up from the turkey. But yeah, I would love to get a slasher for holidays to add to the list. And let's talk about Eli Roth for a minute. I've seen a lot of interviews with him. I love him as a person. He's really really nice and transparent. He talks about, obviously, Cabin Fever is Evil Dead inspired Cabin Fever. What else? Green Inferno was essentially Cannibal Holocaust. The one with Keanu Reeves and Ana de Armas, I think it was Knock Knock. That was I don't know what the film it was taken off of, but I think there was a film from the 70s that either inspired it or it was a remake or something, but I'm not sure. But I don't know. He's got, and then they did the Death Wish remake with Bruce Willis, and I love Bruce Willis, but that one just that one did not work out well. Charles Bronson's film in the 70s was iconic, but obviously Eli Roth loves the 70s, and I don't know. He just Green Inferno is some very gross scenes in that. Obviously, as well as Cannibal Holocaust. But he was doing a lot of films with his wife at the time. She was in Green Inferno. She was in Knock Knock, and she's a good actress as well. But yeah, that one's a little gross, but a little slapsticky type of gross humor as well. But what else did he do? Oh, Hostel. Hostel's a good one. It's a very of its time. Sort of early 2000s with the sort of sexual humor and stuff like that. But yeah, that's definitely a good film. And I think Tarantino did something to it, produced it or something like that. But I'm trying to think what else he did. He did a kids movie with I don't know what it's called, but he did a kids movie with Jack Black, and it's good to see him branching out. Obviously, horror is his favorite genre, but it's good to see him branching out from other things. So he did the kids movie with Jack Black, and then he did, obviously, his newest one was he directed and wrote Borderlands. And Borderlands was, I didn't see it. Of course, you got the John Carver mask on the back, all burnt up. I didn't see it, but it got panned. I didn't really play the video games that much as well, but my brother played them, and so I knew a little bit about them. But that movie came out 10 years too late, so I don't know, it's a shame because I think Kevin who was in it, like Kevin Smith and obviously Jamie Lee Curtis and Jack Black and Cate Blanchett, so you got a great cast, and they pumped probably $100 million towards it, but it just absolutely flopped. And yeah, so what else about Thanksgiving? Good cast. I mean, also you got what's her name from Face Off and Gina Gershon from Face Off and Showgirls was in there for a little bit and has a brutal death scene. And yeah, so this is a really good welcome slasher to the holiday franchise. And so hopefully they get it's a little embossed on here, which is really cool. But hopefully they release a standalone edition maybe when the sequel comes out. So, but that's it for the video. Let me see if I can get this back in here. Oops. Okay, perfect. What was your favorite movie that I showed off today? And do you own the same physical media releases that I do? And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check me out on Instagram at MovieMagic1996. Thank you so much for everything, and go watch a movie today.